Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Hi, Christy Schmidt, Reverend Christy Schmidt from White Flower Bodywork in Springfield, Illinois. Coming to you today. It is, it's hard to keep track of the days right now, isn't it? March 28th, I think it is, 7th. Never was very good with linear time before this, and I've been working at home for over a year now, so time's kind of a little bit relative for me. So good morning. For me, it's good afternoon right now. I did my last video on March 22nd. I do know that, and it was just before I realized that I was in trouble with my breathing. It wasn't until after I saw doctors and got on medications, got on antibiotics, that I even knew that, oh my goodness, I think I have pneumonia. I'm really having trouble breathing. I'm really struggling. I'm really feeling bad. So this bug is just kind of, it's insidious. It's very sneaky. You don't even know that you're sick until you're almost too late. That night that I started on medicines, I started having a lot of confusion. I was very dizzy. I was having numbness and tingling down my arms and my extremities. My face was really pale and my lips started turning a little bit blue. And that was the night that I saw the doctor right after I took my first prescriptions. I started on prednisone and whatever else they gave me. Still waiting on my test results to get confirmed, but I'm going to tell you, tomorrow makes 21 days since I first noticed that I was having trouble breathing, and still I'm having to fight it with everything that I've got in my arsenal that I know of as a holistic healer to try to be able to get air. And this is the first day in a week that I have felt well enough to be able to do more than just try to manage my own condition and trying to be there for my family. But in this last week, I've seen a lot happen out there in the world, that a lot of people seem to be in so much distress, so much fear. And I really feel compelled to try to reach out to people and to try to let them know what I'm experiencing here and what I'm finding in my daily meditations as I connect with spirit. I've been on the spiritual journey for about 20 years. I was at rock bottom in my life, and my health was really bad, and everything that could possibly be going wrong in a person's life was. Back in 99, 2000 for me. Everything that I ever tried was a total roadblock, and I was completely lost. And I decided to give myself over to a higher source energy and just follow a gut feeling and do whatever seemed to be right as far as my gut feelings. And it led to me becoming a massage therapist, and then a Reiki practitioner, a spa owner, a Reiki master, a certified, nationally certified clinical aromatherapist, a pranic healer, so many other titles, umbrellas, hats that I could mention, alphabets behind a name, and eventually became a reverend so that I could do work a little bit more spiritually with people without having any interference from any governing bodies, I guess you could say. So my journey has been very interesting, and I do a lot of treatments for people here in the office, not only massage, but a lot of energy healing, a lot of clearing of old energy, a lot of connecting mind to body, a lot of soothing inner children, a lot of past traumas, current traumas. I've seen people through a lot of things in their lives in the near 15 years I've been doing this full time. And I've seen a lot of stuff. I've helped a lot of people through a lot of the worst things that we fear in life. I've seen my clients through those times. I've seen people through cancer treatment and seen them pass, and I've seen them heal. I've seen a lot of different things, and so I feel compelled to bring these sessions to you, and I don't really even know what I'm supposed to do. My clients tell me my instinct is always very good, that it always hits the nail on the head. Sorry, I'm still a little bit winded. It always hits the nail on the head in helping them. I always manage to say the right thing. So I'm just going to allow this session to evolve however it is. I've been messaged by a few women in the last couple of days that they're frightened for their children, they're frightened for themselves, they're scared of what's going to happen out there in the world. I see a lot of people making posts about, well, if there's riots, you better be ready because I'm ready to defend myself. Folks, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. This is not how we're supposed to be behaving towards each other. We have a choice right now. We can choose to help each other and be united as one human race right now and work ourselves through this and manage resources and be friendly and share the road as it may. We can do this, or we can choose to destroy ourselves through rioting and destroying property and hoarding supplies. And looking at every single person as if they are suspicious. Instead of looking at everybody else like they're suspicious, consider that you are the one who's contagious and you're trying to protect everybody else. Flip that thought. Instead of being afraid that everybody's going to riot, have the thought that, wow, look at how everybody's trying to share resources. Wherever we put our attention, our energy, our electromagnetic fields energy, our heart energy, our brain energy, all heads in that direction. So if you're having thoughts of, oh my goodness, there's going to be rioting, there's not going to be enough food, there's not enough resources, then you may start experiencing that in the world because our brain starts to look for proof of its thoughts. When our adrenal glands produce hormones that make us feel scared, the fight or flight response, the brain tries to figure out who's the enemy, what am I to be afraid of? And so then you will be thinking of all of the things that you can be afraid of. And in a circumstance like this, it could be anything. I mean, you can imagine anything. You can take any movie that you've ever seen. You can just imagine the worst and the most dastardly things. And the thing is that your brain cannot tell the difference between what you are imagining and what is actually happening. So if you're thinking those thoughts, you are traumatizing yourself in your own home, where you should be safe. And then if you're reading newspapers and you're watching the news and they're telling you of all the worst things and glamorizing and sensationalizing the stories and taking words and kind of putting this word in front of that one and kind of taking that sound bite out of here and putting it over here with this picture, then you don't really know exactly what's happening out there in the world, and all of that is just going to add to that anxiety. And there's no way that you will be able to hear the call of your higher source through all of that noise. You can't hear the soft voice inside that guides you if you're in a panic and in a tizzy, imagining all the worst. I follow Abraham Hicks, and one thing that has always helped me that they say, Esther Hicks does a channeling with Abraham, a spiritual collective entity, source energy, if you may. And they say that anytime that you have an emotion that is less than love, that is less than caring, that is less than compassion, that is less than joy, that means that you are not viewing the situation as source energy does. So what are you experiencing? What are you feeling? Whenever you look at a situation, what do you imagine? Once upon a time, this device that I'm talking to you about was on Star Trek as a complete imaginary device. Nobody had any idea how something like that could be created, how anybody could possibly communicate through a small little device to somebody in a starship way away. I'm a Trekkie. I love Star Trek. Nobody could figure out how that was done. And then somehow, fast forward maybe 30 years, every single one of us have one in a pocket and we take it for granted. Every building, every skyscraper, the Sphinx that was built, all of the great wonders of the world were first imagined in a human's mind and then generated through action out there in the world. So, question is, what is each of us putting out there in the world? Are you running towards our demise? Are you talking about our demise? And are you posting things on social networks about all of the worst possibilities? Or are you posting about the good that we're seeing? How companies are just willingly turning over their manufacturing to create stuff. How little old ladies, I found out from a friend that his mom is in her nursing home under complete and total lockdown sewing masks for the nurses in our area. I mean, how beautiful is that? Even if they don't get used, she is doing something purposeful. She's from a generation where you didn't sit around and whine. You saw a need and you filled a need. What can I do to make this situation better? And if you're not asking yourself that, then you're already setting yourself up for tremendous anxiety and guilt and worry and fear and all of the worst that we can experience. So we've got this golden opportunity right now. I mean, the entire world shut down so that people like me with autoimmune disorders could stay home and either heal or not get infected. The entire world shut down to protect the most vulnerable. Did you ever imagine that could happen? And so now what are we going to do as citizens? Are we going to start looking at each other with suspicion and pointing guns at each other over toilet paper? No, come on, we're better than this. We know better than this. We are experiencing our collective awakening right now, where we are learning that we are not separate. We are one humanity. And what each of us does affects the others in a great and magnificent way, or in a really terrible and destructive way. So I choose to go into my garage today, now that I'm feeling better, and find all the paint that I've got. I've had several offices over the years as I found where my place in the world was supposed to be as a massage therapist and an energy healer, and lo and behold, it was in my home, where I started from 20 years ago, absolutely despising. I can't stay at home and do stuff. I'm just not a productive person if I'm at home doing work. Fast forward 20 years, that's what my job is. So it's a journey, and we're all on our journey. But I decided to go into my garage today, and whenever we moved here a little over a year ago, a lot of the walls needed painted. I mean, it needed some upkeep. The house hadn't gotten a lot of love, but that's okay. I'd love to be able to put my love in it. And then as clients come here, they can experience that love. So I went in and I found all of my paints, and lo and behold, I have paints to be able to paint like 4 spaces in my house. And I have like all of the tools that I need already in my house to be able to get this done. I can have a growth mindset and take this time and move myself forward in things that I've been wanting to do but didn't have the time, the energy, the effort, the presence of mind to do. So what can you do around your home that would move you forward? What can you do that would move you one step closer to the goals that you've always had? Is there a book that you can read that you've always wanted to read? Is there a puzzle that you've always wanted to put together? I'm crocheting a blanket, and I love doing that kind of stuff and being able to get that done. And I was kind of having a feeling like, oh no, summer's coming and we're going to go into gardening and canning season, and I'm not going to get my daughter's blanket finished. And then all of this crazy happened, and now we're all kind of stuck inside, and I've been able to crochet. So that's been kind of nice. And then while I've had the chills while being sick, I've had that warm blanket on me that I'm putting the love into it for my daughter, for her to have for maybe ever. I've got some blankets that I crocheted 30 years ago that I still use. So These things can last. What we create right now can last. But what are we creating? So, what am I creating here today with this video? Hopefully helping you guys to see the other side of the coin. And I set up the table here to do Reiki and energy healing work. Whenever I do work, everything gets combined. It's a great big amalgamation of work. Reiki, distance healing as a master, is how I project the energy out to people. But then I can add in my crystal healer, my clinical aromatherapy, using the molecular energy of the essential oils and the plant essences to help heal the body, using crystals, which I've got laid out on the table here today, and using those frequencies to be able to help balance the body and absorb energy and send it back into the earth. Doing things like clearing the energy field. All this type of stuff comes from many different sources and filters together. And so I never know whenever I go to do these sessions, even with somebody in-house, exactly how it's going to manifest, but it always seems to be perfect. So what I gathered today is I've got our diffuser going over here, and it has immunopower in it, which I put that in there saying the intention that anyone who sees this video, may their immune system be boosted and be able to fight any illnesses that may come their way, be able to be healthy and strong. I also put Raven in there. These are all oils from Young Living, by the way. I put Raven in there, which is a blend that's supposed to just help with respiratory health. And I put it in there for everybody to be able to breathe easy, was the intention that I put in there. I put a blend called Egyptian Gold in there, which has myrrh and frankincense and rose and balsams and a whole lot of really healing oils from ancient times, like back in Jesus's time. The reason why he was given frankincense and myrrh and gold, which is thought to possibly be balsam essential oil, little side note there, that they were given those to him because that was actually the medicine of the day and how you helped to deal with living in a desert land. So it has a lot of healing oils. I put that in there, asking for the embodiment and the peace of Christ's energy, Christ consciousness, to be able to manifest within any person who sees this video. And I have Valor over there as well, which is another blend. So there's a lot of oils being used here. It's another blend from Young Living, and I put that in there for everyone to have courage to be able to make the change they need to make in their life. And oh no, I can't remember what the last one is. I gotta see. Oh, highest potential, the blend highest potential. And I put that in there so that everybody could achieve their highest potential through this process, this awakening that we're going through as a collective. On the table, I put some little pillows that I bought from an Etsy shop. I wish I knew the name of it because I would totally plug them. A sweet, nice lady that sews these and puts Reiki energy in them. And I bought these many years ago for my office, and I like to set crystals on them on people's bodies. And then the crystals stay in place, and it's almost like I'm giving the crystal a nice place to be, to do its healing, you know, just being kind to Mother Earth's energies. So the other thing that I have here is some crystals that are the archangels. This one is Archangel Gabriel, which is the west energy and represents the energy of water. This one is the north, and this one is Archangel Ariel, which represents the earth element. This one here is Archangel Raphael, which represents the east and the air element. Don't ask me what the crystals are because I'm not absolutely positive. This one's carnelian. I do know this one's carnelian. This is Archangel Michael, and he is the guardian of the south and the fire energy. So I've got these on the table to add. I've already called in the archangels. I've already activated the Reiki energy. I've already blessed the table, as you saw at the beginning of the video. I've already smudged us. I used juniper for smudging today. Very grounding, very centering. We are listening to some music that's a oneness music. It's called the 108 goddess, divine goddess names. And so it's chanting the different names of goddesses around the world from various religious orientations. And then I've got a little baggie of crystals here, which each one corresponds to a chakra. And so I'm going to lay those on all of you. Do a little bit of clearing of energy for everybody. I've got a little bowl down here that I set a crystal grid in that's got water, salt water in it. Then I'm just going to try to clear energy off of you guys and throw it away and then flush it down the drain. Hopefully be able to fortify you and help you to feel better. So I invite you at this time to just go ahead and lay down and rest. Find yourself a comfortable place, cover yourself in a blanket. It's always nice to keep the body warm so that you're not having to use any energy to heat your body. You're just taking energy in. And I invite you to just take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale as deeply as you possibly can in through the nose. And take it as deep down into the body as you can. Down, down, down to the groin if you can. And then exhale anything that is not of service to you. Take in another deep, 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 deep inhale. And let go of anything that you no longer need. One more deep inhale. All the way down into the belly and exhale back out. Okay, if you feel safe and you're in a nice place, you can close your eyes. And I want you to bring your focus down into your feet. Just bring your awareness down into your feet wherever you are, the chair you're sitting in, the bed you're laying in, the recliner you're leaning back in, wherever it is that you are, bring your awareness down into your feet. Now imagine your feet upon the earth, upon the grass. Feel the grass in between your toes. Feel the moist earth beneath your feet and really connect with Mother Earth with your feet. And imagine a beautiful day of being outside with your bare feet upon the earth. Now imagine roots begin growing out of your feet and they begin tunneling down into the earth. They go through the sod and they go through the topsoil and they go through the bedrock. And with each breath, as you inhale, you bring up energy from the earth, and as you exhale, you send your roots down farther into the earth through the mantle, bringing up energy with your inhale and going back down farther into the molten lava, down into the earth, bringing energy from there up into your body, exhaling back on down, and find the core of Mother Earth and imagine your roots growing, grasping, wrapping around the core of Mother Earth. Now keep breathing. Inhale energy from Mother Earth up into your body, and then exhale any energy that does not serve you down through your roots, down, down, down into Mother Gaia. Let her take it. She's big. She can take it. Inhale again, bringing energy up from Mother Gaia up into your body, up to the tippy, tippy top of your head, maybe even above. And exhale anything that you do not longer need down through those roots and give it back to Mother Earth one more time. Inhale all the way up to your tippy, tippy top of your head, maybe even above. Stretch yourself. Oh, that's it, and let it all go. All of it go, just down, down, down into the earth. Now let your breath regulate and relax. Allow yourself to receive this energy. yourself to rest for as long as you need. You may return back to this video anytime you feel you need it. The beauty about energy healing work is it will manifest for you with what you need each time you see it. So I invite you to come back often, revisit these videos, practice the work on your own throughout your days, and be well and be kind to each other. I kind of, for some reason, think about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You know, just be excellent to each other. I love you all, and I'm saying prayers for each of you every single day. God's in control. It's going to be all right. Just turn over the steering wheel. It's going to be okay. I love you. Take care. Bye for now.